Ladies and gentlemen of the RNG Revolution, welcome to this week's episode of the RngCast. I, as always, am Buster Knuckle. Joining me this week are...
It's the main man, the businessman 24. I'm back. What's going on, everybody?
And this is your boy Raven.
And joining us today from the Dad's Tales podcast, coming all the way from the city of brotherly love, ladies and gentlemen, JC Jesse.
Oh my gosh, guys. Damn good to be here.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's nice to finally be able to make it up. It's only been a year.
Hey, man, this is a long time coming. Sadly,
Only been a year?
Sadly,
wow.
Sadly, it's a
what
short.
happened?
It's a short one. Sadly, because you have to get going, but you'll definitely be back on. We're giving everybody a little taste, a little appetizer.
That's right. You only get a little bit, just the tip.
Just a tip. Did not take
the first taste is free, but we got to pull you in.
So, how's everybody's weekend?
Nice. How's everybody's what? I'm sorry?
Weekend.
Weekend. Well, just started, so I don't quite know how to answer that question just yet. But I'm in my brand new house. Right now, I'm in the man cave, aka the fourth bedroom, aka probably the largest bedroom. The walls are white. That's going to change. It's going to be Giants blue because I do love football. It's going to be pretty sweet. I'm going to have my own little area, basically. I'm going to have the Xbox and the TV to the left. I'm going to have some lounge chairs over here, hopefully a mini fridge with the libations. I got my stream set up, and maybe eventually I'll get like a portable green screen to put behind me so you won't see this wall in the corridor to the bathroom. But, I mean, all of that's a work in progress, and so it's pretty good.
JC, what were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. Weekend has been fine so far, just hanging out with my little man. Typically, I'm at a swim meet or something right now, but since I've been traveling so much for work, my wife was kind enough to say, why don't you stay home and relax? So nice. Immediately I started DMing Buster. Hey, I could come on the show tomorrow morning if you want, but it's only for a little bit.
Wow.
I know. I just pretty much invited myself on. So
he's not lying. I do the same thing
Sorry
to
about
him
that.
all the time. I'm like, hey man, you want me to come on? You want me to come on the dance?
Well, yeah, but I got my little man downstairs, so he may pop in a little bit. But weekend's going good so far. Just kind of hanging out right now.
How you been, Des?
Been all right. Been good. Been doing pretty good so far.
So, let's just hop right in. We had a little bit of information dropped about the beta, which we all know is coming in 10 days.
10 days?
10 days.
10 days.
What we will be able to play, we will be able to play Homecoming, the opening mission and cinematics from the Destiny 2 campaign, which we've all seen. The new game mode Countdown, which is the attack defend. It's the
Shut down the bombs? Is that the one?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one they've been showcasing in the footage. Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
Listen, Jesse, we're gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna Control. Control's back, which I'm happy about. We all knew Control was coming back anyway because they said it was coming back for the casual playlist.
Okay.
We will be playing the Inverted Spire, the Strike and the Vex Stronghold.
The Vex, all right.
The new subclasses will be able to play the Dawnblade, the Arcstrider, and the Sentinel. What?
Are you gonna play this? We're gonna play the Sentinel.
What? Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Good. It's about time.
Purple rain, purple rain.
You hear the excitement, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my God.
And we'll be able to get to see the farm for 1 hour on Sunday, July 23rd. We're going to be invited to tour the new social space starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern, or 12 o'clock Central. Mountain's the same as whatever. We'll be able to kick Mountain and Pacific time are the same time, I think. One of the two.
No, they're not.
Mountain and Central.
Do you even time zone, bro?
No,
Wait,
I haven't slept.
I thought it was
in
Central. I thought it was Central, Mountain, and then Pacific.
whatever. I don't care anything about Eastern. The only thing I care about is Eastern time.
Everybody else in the United States of America, the businessman cares about it.
Like, we believe in you.
Your time, yeah, your time is your time. It's singular. You know
your time is our time.
You know what time it is.
Buster, I'm with you.
And we love you for donating your time to us.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. We get to play soccer. Fun fact.
For an hour.
Or play with chickens.
Yeah, they have very specifically stated that this is basically a stress test just to see how many people the farm can handle, initially. And that's why it's only open for an hour. They're stress testing the farm social space.
I just want to get in there for 10 minutes because my son he has hockey games every Sunday, and so I was when it came out, I was trying to do the math in my head. What time it is. It's okay, all right, his game's at 2. We got to be there at 1:30. All right, I could probably get down there for 10 minutes and stroll around, because if not, I was going to be, when we got to the game, I was going to tell my wife, oh my God, my stomach is upset. I gotta go home and poop.
I can't do it.
I gotta go poop real quick and come home and explore the farm and then go back, because the skating rink is 2 blocks from my house. So, but it works out.
Babe, I ate some dodgy Chinese. I gotta go home.
So let me ask this question. So what all can you do on the farm? You said chase chickens or shoot chickens?
Chase them.
Chase chickens. Okay.
And play soccer.
So this leads me to ask this question. Can this potentially be, and I'm thinking, if I'm a Bungie employee, right, and I'm trying to think of the longevity of the game and adding something new and interesting, something that the community has been asking for has been mini games. Could this be maybe a beta test of potential mini games in the future?
Well, that question has sort of already been answered, because several of the devs have made mention, with the inclusion of the soccer, at least right now, they are wanting to give us more things to do in the social spaces, more things to explore and more things to be able to do. So I'm guessing this is at least a step in a very good direction for that, and hopefully it's implemented well, because if they're using the soccer ball physics from D1, which yes, there are physics for that soccer ball, good luck trying to control it. If they're doing that and transplanting it and calling it a soccer game, I'm using air quotes right now, it's going to be a disaster.
So I think something that they should look into is a gambling piece where you can actually use glimmer and marks. A gambling mini game. So say, you're at a slot machine and you bet 100 glimmer. This is probably a nice fun way to probably try to build back up your glimmer versus having to, I don't know, grind for materials or shard things left and right. I think that would be also an interesting mini game that I would personally like to play, because I like to gamble, but not in real life.
The Destiny roulette game, Destiny Casino. Hey, come on in.
That would be pretty nice. But in all seriousness, yeah, and basically, okay, case in point, we have glimmer now. I have 25,000 glimmer and 200 marks, and I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been a while, but I haven't found anything worthy to spend it on, and so ideally, I would personally like to use that to play mini games. However, the only catch is, is there going to be a hard cap? More than likely, yes, right? So yeah, I can't, buster myself and stack, marks and strange coins on strange coins on strangers and Scrooge McDuckin all over the place. But at least, it would give me opportunity. Say if I have 200 glimmer left, I'm shoot, I need to buy something and I don't feel like grinding. Maybe I can gamble and maybe, just maybe, I can get lucky and win 5,000.
Well, you see, last week, Des and I were talking about what if, with the fact that there are no more random rolls, that the mod system requires some sort of crafting, and you need glimmer to craft, because you got to buy the parts technically. So maybe that would be another thing to help offset I have max glimmer for months and months and months. That's just a thought.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually had some thoughts about that mod system, and I can't help but to take myself back to Titanfall, where each weapon have a specific set of mods that you can utilize to craft your own weapon per se. Now, when you guys spoke last week, were you all considering the fact that, we'll be able to have a whole laundry list of mods and we can choose from them and pick and make our guns the way we want to? Or would each archetype have a specific set of mods that cater to that archetype?
Well, that's not really a question we can even answer.
Speculate.
Well, I mean, speculative, again, there's a lot of possibilities when you're talking about speculative, because we're now assuming that mods are exactly what we think they are, and we're also assuming that just all of the rules about the mods even exist. But like I said, there's just a lot of, I personally I've tried not to think a lot about, what could and could not be, because despite my attempts, I now have an imprint of what I want mods to be, and I didn't want to do that. But, slowly after thinking about it, just little tidbits here and there, it's now I have this, expectation, and I don't want to go in with a preconceived expectation, because then I'm just, possibly ruining things for myself. Just, so...
Yeah. Jesse, what do you think about the mods before I give my opinion?
Well, I would have been a little skeptical of whether or not there were going to be any mods or anything like that. But after having played the game and seeing that they had locked all the guns, you couldn't look at anything. You could only get, if you highlighted a gun, you could see one perk or something like that. But you couldn't go into it to see all the perks. So part of me thinks that maybe they were locked so you couldn't see the extra slots, you could stick things in, or the mods you can add to the gun. So it definitely opens up a lot of possibilities, I think. I hope so. The idea is that you get these guns that are static rolls, and but everybody likes to create their own thing for their own play style, and Bungie likes to give you that too, I think, which is why they give you the different roles and stuff. So why wouldn't they make it so you can customize your player the way you want and customize your gun the way you want? So I definitely think that is a big possibility. I hope so. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Now my thinking is this, because there's the foundries, right? Mm-hmm. What if each foundry has a specific set of mods? Sort of like Omalon will have a lot more that say increase stability, or Haka will have more for fire rate or damage extension. And what's the new one?
Bless you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. the new
Viced.
Yeah, that one has more like a rate of fire boost, or whatever their thing whatever their set is, so on and so forth. Crux Lomar will give you stability. Tex Mechanica will give you hip fire act. They'll specialize. Each foundry will have a specific set, which will do a specific thing that their foundry is known for, type of thing.
So, while that's an interesting idea, I'm very weary of it, or I'm very concerned. I would be concerned if they do that, because I would imagine that, if it's not balanced, then you're going to have Guardians gravitate towards one or two foundries. So, for example, say if one foundry has to stay with stability and the other one was hip fire accuracy or range, and the other were reload speed. Some people might not really care much about reload speed, especially if there's an exotic for that, right? So I would imagine that instead of Bungie having foundry specialized in some type of weapon modification, they kind of spread it across all the foundries. So you have maybe one foundry that has static weapons of counterbalance. I'm just making this up, okay? So forgive me in advance. Counterbalance and hip fire. Then one has perfect balance and, reload magazine. Basically, it provides you with the opportunity to say, all right, what do I value more in my perks? I can't obviously get counter and perfect on the same weapon because it's going to be OP. So I have to now figure out what is comfortable towards my play style. Do I prefer, in the cases I provided, vertical versus, pure stability, recoil control? I think it would make sense to do it, spread the perks across all of them, have maybe each foundry have 2 S tier, and I put that in air quotes, type perks, and the others are like, decent to like trash. So you really have to decide, I can go here, I can go there, I can switch it up and promote having choices. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally. Not having hands on the game yet or seeing the mod system in action. I'm just spitballing ideas that could happen. I mean, I don't want it to happen, but
10 days hopefully.
10 days,
hopefully.
Oh god, my cash.
So,
but I will say this last point. I think if Bungie is Bungie will do the mod system, I think taking a page out of Titanfall would probably be an idea, because you have 5 or 6 mods. We have one extreme of re-rolling, right, and reforging. That was terrible, and so now basically down the back where you can have 5 mods to choose from. They're all pretty decent, and you could have that across different weapons. So, Des, that reminds me.
Mm-hmm.
You made a comment last week in regards to with the system of them having static rolls, it's easier. I think you said it would be easier to make changes to a specific weapon that's broken versus a whole type of archetype.
Yeah.
Which leads me to ask you this question. If with that change, do you think, one, we're going to see an increase of available weapons to choose from, and B, the Guardians gravitate more towards specific weapons in an archetype versus an archetype as a whole?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to see, like, whatever, because I didn't think I mentioned last week, it's like whatever magnetizing field, like, weapons have now, like, with set rolls, it's only going to get, like, stronger and more precise to very specific weapons now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, before Palindrome, there was what? 3 different hand cannons that were, like, considered top, basically.
Yes.
Because it was Ice and Finalos and Imago, I think, were like the ones to go after. But then once Palindrome comes out, it's like, just get a Palindrome because it's amazing. But like I said, it's because it had like it just had a very unique like entrance into the Destiny universe, and the fact that it just had better stats and it had the same like possible perk rolls, and so it's like it just made it that much better. And like I said, we're going to see that even more to very specific weapons in D2, because there are going to be those people that are going to just focus on like just the pure power gain, and like, you know what, just use this weapon, use that weapon, use this gun because everything else is garbage. This gun. So funny that you mentioned that, because Palindrome is, I actually looked into the Palindrome a little deeper, and what I find interesting that, it's widely used, and within the same archetype, it has one less bullet than everything else. Like it's, and people don't seem to care about that. No, because I mean, one of the primary reasons people forget why Fatebringer was so popular was because Fatebringer had Field Scout that bumped it up to like 13 rounds. Very similar to Hawkmoon.
Yeah.
And it was in that era that it wasn't just because, I mean, hand cannons were pretty good in that era. So, I mean, you didn't have to worry about like max ranges and stats and things like that. All you had to worry about was how many rounds you can actually squeeze out of the gun. And like Fatebringer became the choice because like it had the most rounds tied with like Hawkmoon, and it had an element, so it's like, why not just use that? So, I mean, it just became the go-to. And like I said, with Palindrome, it actually has a lot of like very positive stat changes, like just pretty much across the board, as versus to a lot of hand cannons. So it's like that one round hit, could be felt by some people, but I mean, just the rest of the overall feel really makes up for it.
So, and that's the thing I'm concerned about. Like you mentioned earlier. All right, cool. Every weapon has static rolls, and then there's this one shiny weapon over here that's on the S tier where everyone's like, get this. So, for example, everybody, go get yourself the Sweet Business. It's the best gun in the game. See what I did there? And so, ignore everything else in that archetype. But I would imagine if Bungie wants, so that's another thing too. Whether they want a seasonal meta, right? This is the summer of hand cannons, or this is the season of auto rifles. Versus, all right, we have within each archetype 2 weapons that are extremely good and effective. The others are okay, cool. Maybe with some mods you can bump it up to that level. They have, if they want balance, if they want to have people to use different weapons at any time or every time, they need to be able to to manage that balance.
Which, I mean, depending upon who you ask, you'll get different responses like throughout the community. Because there's a subsection of community that pretty much has stated anything at and after the Taken King has been like horrible in terms of balance. Like every change made. I do not entirely agree, but people are entitled. They're allowed to have an opinion. Sadly,
jeez, but savage, savage.
But no, I mean they're starting to get an idea of really how to be able to manage things. And I mean, this is the interesting thing also when people keep talking, like bringing up seasonal metas. It's like as if that's like legitimately a thing. Because, I mean, the idea behind balancing, like true balancing, if a game is purely balanced, it's boring. Because that means everything has the exact same kill potential. That means everything is good in whatever situation. I mean, pretty much not taking into account things like ranges and such like that, but everything has a place. And if everything perfectly has its own place, then it becomes quite dull in that matter because there's no advantages. There's nothing. It just depends on you.
So you're saying that's boring compared to, hey, this is the spring of pulse rifles.
Well, I'm saying that's not intentional. Like, the goal for any balancing team is to create basically a boring game. It's the players and the player base that tend to find their way around it.
Okay.
Because, I mean, whatever Bungie's like, or I won't even, like, specify this to Bungie, but whatever, like, testing team a company has, they're not going to be able to foresee as much as their actual player base, because if the game is successful, their player base outnumber their testing base by like probably 100 times at least. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it just becomes down to the fact that we'll find things, just the hive mind mentality will basically brute force our way to find what's broken, to find anything that was missed. So that's why, like I said, at least I see how that pretty much goes, and it's like I said, it's not really an intentional, like when pulse rifles were the utter best thing to use, and like when palindrome came, like it's just coincidental, I believe. I mean, I could be wrong, and someone could be tweaking things entirely to a direction. I don't know.
So, Mr. Jesse, what do you think?
I think.
Man, I'm sorry. Was that a loaded question for you, or?
You know what? I like the seasons. I like using something that I wouldn't normally use. I like the game kind of forcing me to go in a different direction, and then kind of changing that and flipping it on its head. When everybody's using Wormwood, I love Wormwood. I think it's fantastic. But I also like Plan C. So I also like to go up to the guy who's using the Wormwood and melt him with the Plan C. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't see a problem with it. I play regardless. That's the way I see it. If people want to debate the seasons and is this right and balance here, like I love it all, to be honest with you. So if it's hand cannons, I'll go with hand cannons. Okay, that's fine. I like using hand cannons when it's, I hope it switches to auto rifles. I love auto rifles. I go with the flow, to be honest with you. I really don't dig too much deep into that whole thing. I just like playing the game, and I play whatever. Hey, I use whatever, and I don't apologize.
See, we also did have the seasons kind of, sort of, if you think about it, because remember back in Destiny 1 when Service Regime ran Ruckshot?
Oh, yeah.
And then we had the...
and there was Thorn.
Then the Thorns. Yep.
Oh, no, like I said, I wasn't denying the existence of seasons. Like I said, I just don't think it was an intentional part of the balance team.
I wasn't saying that at all. I know that we, as a community, we outnumber the developers.
Like I said, probably at least 100 times.
Yeah.
It's like a game of whack-a-mole, It's like you hit one over here and one pops over here.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's such a big game. There's so much to take care of and to look at. You can't have it completely balanced.
I personally don't know what coding they use for Destiny or like gaming in general right now. But I mean, imagine like seeing it in like terms of lines of code. I went to a computer literacy class and it had me program a calculator in BASIC.
Ooh.
I don't want to do that ever again.
You can't make me do that.
Because that's
crazy. Try it in Java.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is dozens of lines of code just to go 2 + 2 = 4.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's the crazy part? When it doesn't work and you miss a comma somewhere or a bracket. Oh, don't get me started.
I know, because the booklet that I was reading from to like show the process basically had the code in wrong at first.
Oh, shit.
And then you're having to figure it's I can only imagine like the code writers' nightmares, like depending upon their development tools. I can only imagine the nightmare. Like basically you're talking like the scene from The Matrix, like when they're in the real world and their operator sees the lines of numbers.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine like game developers doing crap.
Okay, guys, real quick. Forrest and Stone in our chat had a couple questions. In regards to Destiny 2, what role do you think the Reef will have?
Hopefully not destroyed.
Yeah. Hopefully the Cabal didn't go through the Reef on their way to us and be on the way to Earth and be like, oh, well, they have the Harbingers. We'll just break them right now. They don't have anybody.
They're probably like rolling through and they're like, oh, this place looks like shit already. We don't need to do anything else here. Let's move on.
Can we bomb an already bombed out place? Can we just fuck up another crater? Can we fuck up a crater even worse?
I'd imagine that, Gary, first of all, the Reef's defenses are probably shattered, right? They have no defenses because the Queen is just like, nowhere to be found. Everybody's lost. Everybody's sad. Everybody went into hiding or seclusion somewhere. So I'd imagine, there's that part. And I also imagine that Gary has a one-track tunnel vision mind where it's like, I don't care about anything else. I want the Traveler's butt, and I want it now. And I'm going to take it, and no one's going to stop me.
I don't know, because apparently, like from what I haven't seen the footage, but IGN had that revealed footage that has shown the Iron Temple in shambles. So,
but that's Earth, right?
I didn't see that.
That is Earth, but I've heard. Okay, this is like secondhand information, but I've definitely heard like in a video from usually a reliable source. But I can't remember exactly whose it was, so I can't like say. But they have mentioned that they have confirmed like an area that is. Very not well to be, or possibly the Iron Temple. But if he's a smart military mind, he'll go after the Reef, or at least make sure they don't pose a threat.
Yeah.
But and that's the unknown part, right? What state is the reef in after, the queen has disappeared?
Well, I mean, we helped them to a degree get back on track. I mean, the queen is gone, so yeah, their super weapon against Oryx is like gone right now, but they still have their entire military structure intact, which is the same military structure that was able to detect, like, if you remember back in Destiny 1, when we went to fly into reef space and we all of a sudden get, escorted by 2 reef fighters, like, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Then they see Gary and it's like, nah, bud.
Also, Biz, I don't think you respect the Harbingers as much as you should. Because you said, the super weapon. Yeah, you went, like it was nothing. I'm like, yeah, you got to realize, if Oryx didn't have the ability to channel the sword logic, it would have wrecked him. That could probably... The Harbinger isn't a weapon that can be taken lightly. Like, Gaul would have... If the queen was still around, he would attack the reef first, because that weapon would wreck. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I mean, we've seen what it does to Oryx's fleet, but then again, Oryx also had complete control of the sword logic. So that's the super weapon he used. He opened up his throne world basically. But that I mean, from what we know now, the Red Legion doesn't have the ability to counteract reality.
So
but yet they can seal away the Traveler, which is paracausal in nature.
But that was also his one goal.
But still, he still is able to encase something that by nature does not function by the rules of nature. This is paracausal at its core. It does not function by our physics.
He's also an idiot because it's broken. I mean, like, who wants a broken toy?
Well, it might be broken, but still, once he shut it off, it's like there goes our ghost light, and they shut down. So I mean, can't be all that broken.
So that, and it's funny that you say that, because I made that sound because we're talking post Taken King, so yeah, the Harbinger can do damage. Okay, great, it didn't. Spoiler alert. So sorry, Harbinger not as powerful as Oryx's weapon, and 2. You think that Gaul didn't have probably something in place for that? I mean, let's just recap what he did. He came to Earth and fucked shit up. Okay, he had the 3 Vanguard Guardians run away to respective moons. I cannot fathom if he did that to Earth. And we had a War Mine, right? Do we not have Rasputin?
He's not on.
No,
he's not on.
He's not on our side.
He's on, but
he's not on our side.
The only reason he did what he did to the Travelers because he knew that if the Traveler bounced, we would be fucked.
Oh yeah, but still, he's not like fighting for us. He's not going to defend the Traveler or anything.
He's not defending okay, but just as how the Traveler is leaving, right? And I'm not saying leaving in a sense of under his own power. Rasputin didn't want to say, somebody's taking this Traveler. I need to fuck some shit up.
I mean, that's also depending on if it can, because for centuries, the Vanguard have been fighting, have built the city, they have built the walls, all while fighting the Fallen, every step of the way. Mm-hmm. In one fell attack, Gaul came in and destroyed everything.
Oh, we have no vault. We have no guns. Cade lost all of his damn guns. I mean, for God's sakes.
Well, not all of them, because we do get equipped with things afterwards. So
right, but just understand the severity of Gaul's attack. He made 3 Vanguard Guardians disperse into their own mools to sit down, cry on their knees, and hide. That says a whole lot if you are just lost trying to fight this one dude. So, yeah, I understand how powerful Harbinger is, but I also would imagine that Gaul would have fucked that shit up too.
Definitely. Because I'm definitely going to go on Buster's side here, and the fact that, the Awoken are secretive.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know she had that power.
I did. I'm kidding.
But it comes down, I mean, she makes deals as needed. I mean, she's been, the Queen works with the 9 as she like makes offerings like to get things. I mean, she'll deal with us as long as it like helps her. So I mean, they're very secretive, and they pick who they go for. I don't think Gaul would have had enough information, but I think just from brute force alone, like that fleet may have had the upper hand.
So you said something that sparked my question. This next question. Is it possible, and for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just merely speculating. There's no information that I have known or have received or have heard to lead me to ask this question. But from a speculative point of view, do you think she made a deal with Gary to say, these effing Guardians on Earth kind of shat on us and did us dirty, and we lost half of our fleet, my brother, whatever the case is. I want them dead. Spare us, and I'll tell you how to attack their defenses. I'll tell you information that you need to do. Leave us alone, walk on by, and get that mother Earth people.
Doubtful, considering if she was that fickle, Eris wouldn't have worked with her.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, both her and Eris had the plan to take down Oryx. Mm-hmm. And they were working very closely, like shadow government crap, to make sure things fell in line properly.
Yeah, she. I don't think she would have. Because as much as we are a threat, we're also an ally. Because if something happened to, if there's another threat to the reef, she knows we would come because she did help. They did help us. You know what I mean?
Then we're still like the strong bet in the reef's eyes, considering we took down 3 deified individuals.
Yeah, true.
So,
and we're gonna take down Gaul. I mean, it's inevitable.
Back when her brother didn't think we could even take down the Black Garden, we took down the Vault. It's like we took down like a demigod and his father.
He also didn't think we could take down a Gate Lord, and we did. So they did.
That's true.
He didn't have very high expectations for Guardians in general.
He was wrong.
So I mean, it's a. It's a fun little speculative thing, but I doubt Marisol would have done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't trust her.
Really
that's the best part. We don't know. We don't know how she feels.
But wouldn't she have made the deal with Orcs?
Not necessarily.
Not
necessarily. I mean, first of all,
she tried to make a deal with the 9.
She's still licking her wounds after Orcs and kicked their ass. I'm sure she's like, all right, everybody retreat. Let's take a step back real quick. And she's probably still weakened from using her power, right? So I'd imagine she was probably in some type of stasis, comatose state, like, and she finally gets up. She's like, you know what? Oh, the Guardians killed Oryx? Okay, sweet. I'm pissed off. I lost everything trying to fight this motherfucker. And so I want revenge. We don't know how much time has elapsed between her disappearance till now, and we don't know what state of mind or being she's in from that point till now. So anything is possible. She could wake up in a rage and be like, I want to destroy them all.
You're not wrong there, also.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is, it's bad storytelling, but it's very possible.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Then again, you also got to remember Gaul also has plot armor, so that's why he punched through everything. And we don't know what because
but as far as plot armor goes, the fact that he went as far as like disabling like our current satellites and crap, the fact that they actually like and waited for like a storm to brew before he actually even came in, that's a lot of plot armor. That's not just plot armor. That's showing like
that's plot armor and military strategy is what it is.
But I'm saying like normally like if
he's watching
if it was just
forecast.
plot armor, then he would have just basically just barreled straight in and did what the Fallen have been trying to do and like ramming their head against the wall for some 100 or whatever years. Mm-hmm. But at least they didn't have the courtesy and good storytelling to say, give the perfect storm conditions, at least.
Yeah, sure. The other question that she had was with the removal of random rolls. Do you think it would help with PvE/PvP balance? And I think we said that last week that we think it will. Obviously, it's what they did it for.
What do you mean by balance? I thought the question was, would there be a separation of PvP versus PvE weapons?
No, I still don't think that. Like, Bungie is still going into D2 with the mindset that you can use whatever weapon at whatever point in time you want. So, I mean, there's still not going to be, oh, you can use this weapon here, but not there. Like, if that's the separation, then no. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. It's not a matter of can you, it's going to be a matter of do you want to?
Yeah, will you?
Yeah.
Sure,
so,
I would.
Because, I mean, that's pretty much what made the Halo series also, wasn't it? Is that there was very few differences between the weapons and how they operated in campaign as to the PvP?
Did anybody play Halo? Because I didn't.
I played the first.
I would say yes.
Yeah, as we all look to the Xbox guy like, Jesse?
I know, right? Because, like I said, I played Halo Combat Evolved, like, campaign and...
I didn't play a ton of it, to be honest with you.
But, and, like, most of what I did in Halo 2 was, like, multiplayer, so I can't really compare. But, yeah, from what I could tell from Halo, there wasn't, like, a lot of... Basically, you can tell it was still, like... You can tell now it's, like, one of their legacy, like, mindsets, you know? Trying to get the weapons to feel the same no matter what.
Mm-hmm. So let's just say there's no specific weapons for PvE and PvP. Does that translate into exotics?
I mean, I think exotics are a class unto themselves. So, I mean, you can use an exotic in PvP.
You mean
and
like
PvE? Like,
yeah,
like, where do you mean? Like, further?
Okay, so for example, I know there are raid specific exotics that really cater to PvE. Something like, let me think of an exotic real quick. Dark Drinker. It's not necessarily a PvP weapon. That, to me, although it's a sword, it's fun to use. You're not necessarily going to use that in PvP more so than you're going to use it in PvE. Like, that's where people are using that sword. Whereas Boltcaster is clearly really, well, not clearly, but I imagine it's really meant for PvP.
I think it works really well in PvP, but yeah, I
mean,
I don't know.
I in the game.
Huh?
I think I think it could go either
one of the best
way
rocket
with
launchers in
Boltcaster.
the game.
He's not lying.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
No.
With truth only holding one shell, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
I'm laughing because I remember one time I said I'll use truth in PvE. He was like, dude, why would you do that?
Exactly. Why? There's no point in it.
They nerfed it.
Gallahorn is better.
Yeah,
So
but
is Gallahorn
I was all over Truth before I had Gallahorn. It was
is Gallahorn then a PvE rocket launcher or PvP?
Both.
I don't really see people use Gallahorn in PvP.
I use
You don't see people
OMGs.
use Gallahorn in PvP?
I don't see a lot of it, no.
I just don't see a lot of rocket launchers in PvP anymore, but 9 times out of 10, since Truth can only hold one round, I've seen a lot more Gallahorns.
I think everybody's just running swords and just having fun time slapping people around.
To be honest, Gallahorn probably is the next best choice, but Truth was just so much a better choice. It's like, why? It's like, as long as you had Truth, like, you really didn't...
It was the truth.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you needed.
I like it because mine's gold.
Mine too.
Oh, mine too.
That shit is hot.
Yeah, why would you why would you not have a gold weapon if you could have a gold weapon?
Yeah, why?
Like the Monte Carlo, if you put obviously the gold one's the better one. The Royal Flush, right?
The gold black. Oh, yeah.
So Buster, those were the exotics I listed, right? So yeah, there were some exotics where you can make the case you can use them on both, but you probably lean more towards one or the other. So again, do you still think it's going to be you can use it in both, or you're going to probably have some that's really, leaning towards one side or the other?
Well, again, that's just behind I mean, they designed the exotics to do a thing, and it's really up to the thing that they design it around on where it's useful.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like, I mean, let's look at like Jade Rabbit and Mida. Both are actually very competitive weapons in PvP, and both are very useful weapons in PvE.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be the best choices, but they do well enough. Because Mida is just an all-around good weapon.
It's the best exotic in the game.
Even though it's not really true at all, but
what is better than Mida?
The fact that the Jade Rabbit's time to kill is better, and is actually the most lenient scout rifle in its archetype, because you can actually 2 body shot and headshot to kill instead of 2 head and body.
Overall
so it's
utility,
more lenient.
though. Overall utility.
I'm just talking about raw output. I mean,
okay, so you're talking about straight up damage.
Output, performance. I mean, you know.
Okay, because
someone can get 3 shots in with a Jade Rabbit faster than Mida. You're gonna have to be good at movement in order to counteract that, but then that's taking skill into the equation. I'm just talking about like raw. I mean, come on, I'm a numbers guy. Yeah. You take the raw stats into account, and just in idyllic situations for both, Jade Rabbit is going to outshoot Mida every time. The only thing that you're going to change with that is the variables of skill, possible latencies, things like that.
Position.
Right, so yeah. Basically, from a raw numbers perspective, yes, Jade Rabbit will outperform. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking of, okay. Matter of fact, let me preface this by this question. Is Jade Rabbit the only one in this archetype? No, right?
No.
Mm. Okay. So, legendaries can do the same thing that Jade Rabbit can do, more or less.
Only one.
Which one?
Chaos Dogma.
Chaos Dogma.
Can actually do exactly what Jade Rabbit does because of its barrel selection. It also has the same leniency as a Rabbit.
And just like the Angel's Advocate is the legendary version of the Mida.
Yes, but see, unlike the Angel's Advocate, Mida has, first of all, it has the largest magazine size of any scout. So that's bullets for days. You have the increase in speed and increase in basically being able to fire the damn weapon, not to mention the other things that makes it unique for any type of situation or scenario. Like I said, I'm biased towards Mida.
Indeed,
so
you are.
This is just my opinion. But I think that overall utility, it's a gun that can be used in any situation. I wish it had a little bit more hip fire accuracy, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but that's a scout rifle.
Yeah,
why
exactly.
Are you trying to fire a scout rifle from the hip? What kind of jackass are you? God.
Really? I'm a competitive one, and it's actually kind of fun to do it because people don't see it coming. It's like, how do you get what the? I'm like, yeah.
What are you talking about? Anybody that follows like Crystal Playbook knows like Mida 101 is backpedal and hipfire. Come on now, man. Come on.
Yeah, and people still don't realize that and still try to challenge running. I guess they're just running with special and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get him. No, bud, you're not gonna kill Zagap. Sorry. Hey, I played Iron Banner yesterday. There are still some fools out there. Let me tell you.
Oh, of course.
But that'll never change. I mean, people are always going to be having fun playing their crazy loadouts, whatever. Especially now that Destiny 1 is over.
We got to think everybody's trying to get their Crucible bounties done.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be, maybe they're going to be using some wacky shit that they wouldn't normally use. It's like, oh, I got to use my scout rifle. Oh, which one am I going to use? And, and just break out stuff.
Yeah,
I know when I'm trying to get a pulse rifle done or whatever, I'm going through all my different guns, just to kind of see what fits for that particular scenario at that time.
Yeah, jog your memory, as it were. What the hell just happened? Okay.
Right. Forrest disagrees with you in the chat. She said it's not over. There's still so much fun to be had.
There is fun to be had.
Mm-hmm.
There is, and it's not like entirely over. Like it depends upon the mindset, because I mean, me personally, it's hard to be motivated to play the PvP aspect because that is the best thing I can play right now, because that's just like time zone differences and crap. But that's life. But it's hard. Yeah, it's hard for me to get motivated to pop into PvP when or actually even PvE, because I'll run a few strikes for boxes, and it's like, meh. But
I have some stories in regards to that this week. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, I mean, but like for me personally, because it actually made quite a hilarious joke whenever I realized it. For years, there's been a lot of people saying that, you know, such and such game's coming out. Oh, it's going to be a Destiny killer. Oh, it's going to be a Destiny killer. Oh, it's going to be a Destiny killer. What's the game that killed Destiny for me? Destiny 2.
Oh,
Destiny 2 is
the irony.
The Destiny killer.
Destiny 2 is the death.
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys for 3 years, for 60 weeks, have been like, Buster, go play a different game. Buster, go play a different game. I finally start playing a different game, and everybody loses their goddamn mind because I was such the Destiny mark. I turned on Destiny yesterday, was like, all right, cool. Well, what am I going to do? I could play Iron Banner.
That's why you got to get another console, man, because that's what I do.
Also,
and I'm playing on PlayStation. It's like everything is brand new. And it's like shiny and new. And
like,
what am I going to get?
I just played a different game.
Because I wanted to go over the fact that there were a couple things that Bungie was actually very transparent about in the beta announcement. So very specifically into the effects of what not to expect during the beta, because there was they mentioned progression. It's like they're pretty much confirming that nothing you're doing in Destiny is carrying over, and nothing you're doing in the beta is carrying over to Destiny 2.
Dag nabbit.
It's like you're going to, and the fact is like also as far as like progression goes, it's like they have mentioned that you will be rewarded for killing Vex, Cabal, or other Guardians, but it is not the reward format, I guess would be the word I'm looking for. Like that's not going to be reflected into the final product, how you're going to be rewarded. So however you progress in beta, don't like get it set in your head that that's how it's going to be in D2. Like it may be only slightly different. It could be drastically different. We don't know. But like I said, we did at least get that transparency out of Bungie this time around, in the fact that like, here's these things. Don't get used to it.
Yeah. So basically, when you play the beta, do stuff that you wouldn't normally do because it doesn't really carry over. Play with different weapons.
I'm going to be doing everything.
Oh, I'm going to
for that week. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be memorizing that strike. I'm going to be murdering people in both game modes. I want to see how things work. But to go in specifically into that is later, because I know there's at least one person that brought that up in a comment. So let's continue.
The strike was pretty fun, I gotta say, and the man cannons. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but
spoiler alert.
But the strike was pretty fun, and I got my buddy here. He's starting to get a little antsy, so I might have to roll soon. But yeah, the strike was fun. Countdown is awesome. I think a lot of people are going to get really, really into that mode. I'm also glad that Control is definitely making a comeback. Because I don't know, I don't know if I would like a Destiny without Control. It's just one of those things for me. It's like whenever Iron Banner comes around, it's Control. It's always like, okay, all right, all is right with the world. It's Iron Banner Control again. But I'm just excited to play with other people, or for everybody else to get a chance to see what the people that were at the reveal got a chance to see, and it's that, it's gonna be a great game, and I think we've only seen like such a small slice of what this game is gonna be. I think they're holding their cards very, very close. And I'm so excited for the beta to come around and to be able to hop in there again, because it's a lot of fun. What do you think, dude?
Oh.
Yeah, you agree? Okay.
Nice. I actually think that's a good idea. I think that they're playing it real smart this time around, keeping everything real tight, real consolidated. Just giving us a short little taste, like a little appetizer, like we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, we totally. I'm excited getting to play the Sentinel.
Yeah, that's how I'm super excited to play the Sentinel and the Arc Strider. It's going to be awesome. Because I'm definitely going to be. I still haven't decided what console I'm going to main yet. I'm kind of leaning one way on something. No, I don't have a PC. Unfortunately. Is it coming out on MacBook? Let me know.
I was going to say,
but I definitely think I'm going to start off with one character on each console to start, and it's going to be Titan all the way, for sure. But I gotta run. I'm sorry, I couldn't be like more active.
Oh no, dude, we totally understand. You got a little man with you. He's probably ready to do some stuff.
Say hi, buddy.
Say hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on, say something. This is your big break.
Come on. We're as adults and parents, we're terrible because we teach kids how to talk to strangers and then say hi. They don't want to say hi. Why you don't want to say hi? You told me not to talk to strangers. I'm so confused right now.
I don't know who these guys are.
What's your name? Say hi. Come on. Not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna lean in. What? Say it. Okay, he's very shy.
What? He wants to be he wants to be a warlock? Oh my god, good choice.
Oh my! You don't dare say that around my
Don't you
son.
put that bad juju on him, Biz.
He can't hear that coming out of your filthy mouth.
JC, real quick before you
You're Titan, right? You're Titan all the way. All right, cool.
Good lad. Good man. Before you leave, go ahead and give everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at JCJesse. You could find me on Dad Tales Podcasts weekly. And and we'll have to do this again sometime where I'm not with a little guy. But I wanted to come on, at least hang out and say hi and take part in discussion. But he's been a little needier than usual today, and so it's like kids. It's like they know that you have something to do, so it's like the movie's over. Come get this. I want pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So,
100%.
But thanks for having me on, and I will definitely be back.
For sure, man. Have a good one. Thanks for coming on for the time you had on, man.
All right, see you guys. See you, Biz. See you, Raven. Have a good one, guys.
All right, take it
too,
easy.
man.
Oh boy, screwed everything up. Okay, cool.
He screwed everything up. It's fine.
No, not him.
Oh.
I can fix it. I can do it.
Oh yeah, this is gonna send the stream into all kinds of shit.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos.
But what else is new?
Please hold while we adjust.
Please hold while we adjust. That's funny. Okay. No, keep talking. I can take care of it. Keep talking.
Where were we?
Randomness.
Oh, there for sure, but that's us. Because I'm forced to have one more thing.
Weapons, vault space, chickens.
Oh, vault space. Vault space.
What about chicken?
There's chickens there. What up, Ralph?
Crap, I remember reading something about vaults. Oh no, now I remember what I read about vault space. Crap.
We're not
even
getting any
relevant anymore. Yeah. No more, no more vault space. Because there was that thing like around the time where Rise of Iron released, where they were like, we're trying to come up with an answer to vault space. Mm-hmm. Well, after a while, they didn't say anything, and like something was asked at some point in time, but it was finally like spilled on Twitter. It's like the kiosks and such were their answer to vault space, or their attempt to answer vault space. Mm-hmm. So that hope was, but like I think that was very close to like the announcement of Destiny 2, so it pretty much got avalanched. But they have said, like, I'm wanting to say they've said some promising things about vault space for D2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's hoping.
Yeah.
But then again, at the same time, I'm one of those guys that I don't want like a lot of vault space.
Why? Vault space is fun.
Because that's like a trademark of an MMO. Like you have tons upon tons upon tons of things that you could like get and squirrel away somewhere. But the important part is having the choice It's like if you can have everything, it just becomes stuff. But if you have to pick and choose what you have, it actually becomes a memento.
It turns from stuff to my stuff. So,
because I mean, if we had unlimited vault space from the beginning of Destiny, how important would anything be? It would just be
hoarders.
It'd basically be like most materialistic people in life. You know, you just want it to have
shots fired does. Good God.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that have like a lot of money that just want stuff.
Mm-hmm. Stuff and things and stuff.
And like that, but that's like the extent of the that's like the extent of the thing, though. It's that they don't have any attachment to it. It's just stuff, and they just want it to have it. And I feel like I could be proven wrong by it, and there of course will be exceptions to anything, but I just feel that's how it would go if we had just unlimited vault spaces. It just becomes stuff.
Yeah, I think, you know, now I think about it, there's a lot of stuff in my vault that I never use. I just like to collect because, like, what if one day it becomes good? Maybe one day it gets buffed, you know? Like, I started deleting stuff, like, for example, the Ill Will. I had 3 Ill Wills, which had good rolls. And I'm like, maybe one day they'll buff it. And then I said, you know what? I ain't never going to use this gun. The hell with it. It's like,
maybe one day they'll give it a reload speed.
Like more than 7 bullets.
But those 7 bullets, though, those are hammers of bullets, though.
I believe so. I don't really use it much because even Ophidians can't help it. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Like quick draw? Nah, you need quicker draw.
Sweet baby Jesus couldn't help that gun. Let's just be honest.
It was too ill, man.
Yeah, too ill for the will.
Mm.
So Biz, you had another topic you wanted to bring up that was Destiny related. Actually, you had a shit ton of them.
Did I really?
I had a few. Some of them are
a couple
things.
All right. So one thing that I want to discuss, and this is something that, you know, I'm actually surprised, and unless I don't listen to the community long enough, is the truth that private matches. Got to do the deeds, right? Private matches, thumb in the air too, is not coming at launch for D2.
No,
and yet I'm surprised there hasn't been an outroar. Why am I surprised? I'm surprised because I'm gonna enjoy saying this. All you numbers people, you know, you guys have new stats and statistics to work from. It's like, great, now calculating will be so much easier. But I would love to test this out in the wild to see actually how it look in a closed setting or whatever the case is. And I can't do adequate testing. So is it that, you know, we have been, what's overshadowed this, you know, lack of feature in D2, the new content? Or is it that nobody really cares about private matches?
Go ahead.
No, because I feel that they're used. But at the same time, like, Bungie has actually been so spoken on the fact that it's not coming, but we're working on it. It's like, what? I mean, there, of course, would be some people to outroar about it, but considering they're opting the information already, like, if private matches wasn't a thing, it would have slid under the rug. It would have went by without a notice. Nobody would have mentioned anything about it. But the fact that they chose to speak out about it tells me that it has some relevance to a fairly large faction.
Explain. What do you mean? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Well, again, this was one of the first things that Bungie actually spoke on. Like, during the reveal, one of the first interviews was the fact that, private matches isn't going to be happening at launch. But it's not. But they are working on something very similar to it, which is why everyone's like speculating for custom matches. But yeah, like I said, but that was like one of the first things that they spoke out on. So before there can even be an attempt of an outrage at the fact that it was missing information, it wasn't missing information because Bungie actually chose to spoke about it. Not spoke about it, yeah. Words. I love them.
What are those?
I know, right? But it comes down to the fact that Bungie chose to bring it up before it became an uproar.
Transparency, right? This is what we asked for. Like, so,
well, not only that, but they found it worthy to bring up. And Bungie are the people that have all the numbers. It's like they have the numbers. They have access to all their numbers, like unabridged.
Mm-hmm.
So they have access to better numbers than sites like Destiny Tracker, which has a lot of numbers. Trust me, they have a crap ton of numbers. But Bungie has more, because it's first-hand information for them. And they don't have to go digging into code to find this information. But, actually, they made the code, so of course they don't have to dig for it. But yeah, so that's why I think it's actually still a thing. As far as why there's no outrage, that is a curiosity, like that there isn't like a widespread outrage. And on a minor note, I'm actually proud of this community for there not being an outrage on that. But other than that, I don't know why there isn't. I'm glad there isn't. Yeah.
Also, just another little bit of an announcement. On July 25th, we're going to find out what the new PvP mode is.
Wait, Buster, you didn't have anything about private matches?
No, I don't care about private matches.
Okay.
Well. I played this many private matches.
Okay.
It does nothing for me. I mean, Raven's the numbers guy. Mercules is the numbers guy. They'll figure out a way to do it. They did it before, just like the community figured out a way to do sweats.
I like private matches. Did I play it as much as I thought I would? Probably not, but that's also because, there has been a decrease in the player base. But, I like the idea of actually having time to explore new maps, which will be key, right? If you want to be competitive in PvP for D2, now you got to do it the old-fashioned way, which I'm not complaining about, is just stating the fact that now we have to basically rely on RNG.
You can't pad your stats.
Huh?
You can't put your best foot forward. You actually have to jump in, sink or swim.
Right, and then like I say, I'm not complaining. It's just one of those things where, okay, well, I can't prep for it. Cool. What's nice, it almost puts everyone at the same playing field, almost. And I say almost because if you played at the reveal stream and if you also played again with the beta, unless they're not going to include those maps in the launch of Destiny, then you kind of have a slight advantage of, okay, here are some of the hot spots and things like that. But that's besides the point. Just being able to prepare for that stuff, to me, it would be ideal. But I am not complaining because it's it boils down to Bungie's direction of, we want all this to be discovery for you guys. Just go in, get lost in the sauce, which is a unique strategy because I think also playing into that strategy is, okay, this should last them for a few months before we drop the expansion.
In theory, it will. I mean,
you're going to have Grindmaster people, looking at you, Buster, that will basically have this game finished in 20 hours.
Don't.
Don't. I'm kidding. You work too hard.
Yeah.
Too much.
Too much. I mean, what I would rather have other than... I'd rather have theater mode other than custom matches, to be honest.
Theater mode?
Yeah. To be able to watch, past games, they don't have to go too deep, but like to be able to select a different character. I mean, the best one I can remember is
speculating mode, like in Overwatch?
Yeah, sure. Or I was going to say like theater mode in Black Ops 2, where like if we were playing against each other, I could go into your view and go third person over your shoulder to see what you did to outplay me in a different angle, type of thing. Okay. I think that would help content creators a lot more too. But perfect world. I mean, you take what you're given.
Yeah, but at the same time, who does that anymore?
What?
Do what?
The theater mode still. Who does it? Because it was a feature in Call of Duty, and it was a big feature in Halo.
Apparently Overwatch
What do they
does.
call it? No, that's spectating. That's something different.
That's spectating, yes.
Forge?
That's live. That's live viewing.
Oh.
That's not like a back. That's not like a back view. That's you're watching other people duke it out, like live, basically.
Yeah, what you wanted to see. Like, hey, commentary.
But yeah, nobody, as far as I know, there aren't any shooters that do that anymore.
Well, so Titanfall, when someone kills you, minus the melee kill, you can see how they kill you. It's like an instant replay. It lasts about 5 seconds, but that's as far as that will go.
Yeah, but that's kill cam. I mean,
right? That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of people that do kill cams, but it's.
Yeah, I don't see theater mode.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like I said, it was big in one of the Halos. I can't remember if it was like. Because didn't they call it Forge mode?
I do not know, to be honest.
I thought Forge,
something like that.
I thought Forge was map
Forge mode the creation.
I think it was map creation. I think Forge mode was the map creation.
I was never in, but I remember somebody. Crap, and here's my ignorance in Halo. But like I said, I'm one to say it was a thing in Halo, and then like you said, it was definitely a thing in Call of Duty. But I don't hear about that anymore. So I don't think. I just don't give it that much of a chance just because of that. Because, I mean, I would love to see that. That would be amazing. That would help a lot of people. Like, not only just going through your old footage, but being able to see. It's like, okay, he came over here. He dealt with this. Mm-hmm. He was able to. He turned. He saw me through this angle, and he came after me. And blah blah blah. So I mean, it would definitely help a lot. Because you can see exactly how angles go and such, but at the same time, it'd also be extremely difficult to manage because just a little bit of latency in the servers and how things are recorded can screw everything up.
Okay.
Because MKX actually had a similar thing to where you can actually watch replays, but there were certain desyncing issues, and that's just a one person be one person. But there were occasional matches where things would desync so hard that it would actually corrupt the replay, and it just wouldn't match what happened anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a sign of the times that they don't want to bring a theater mode forward. I could understand that too. I mean,
that and also considering the particle effects and the new physics engines that have been introduced since then. It would take a lot of system resources to actually keep up with such a mode right now. I think also,
I
think is like the primary thing.
So, as you mentioned, some more. You have behind the curtain, guys. Biz sent us about 15 things that he Destiny related that he wanted to talk about.
We don't have to get all into them now. I mean, we got more show, right? Like, so co-founder had asked this question this morning. Well, it was a 2-part question. He said the first part was, during beta, will you try to play as many subclasses as possible, stick to one fully, filling it out? And the second question was, what did I eat on hiatus? I'll answer the second question first. The most interesting thing I had on hiatus was and I put in air quotes, Kobe beef burger with goat cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, and I've added arugula to it. Actually pretty good. Don't think it was Kobe. That's just my personal opinion. But as far as the beta goes, will I try to play as many subclasses as possible or stick to one and fully fill it out? How long is the beta again? 5 days?
Week.
Yeah,
okay. A week. So
for those on PlayStation that have pre-ordered, it goes from Tuesday to Monday.
Okay.
Xbox pre-orders go from Wednesday to the following Monday. Then everyone else, I believe, is that Thursday or Friday to Monday?
Yes, I think something like. Excuse me. I think it's 2 days after, or was it one day?
No, I think it's actually that Friday for just regular. But then again, I mean, considering Bungie Days, little news post on Bungie.net had like something like about 12.5-ish like beta codes just thrown out there.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, come on, Bungie.
I mean, for Destiny, Bungie was very liberal with beta codes. Like,
you get a code.
Yeah,
you get
they
a code.
were super liberal.
Everybody gets a beta code.
Because it came down, I knew a friend that actually ended up with like 4 different emails from Bungie, like handing him like beta codes, just because they were being used. So I mean, it's just it's not going to be that difficult to probably get into the early access beta, knowing Bungie.
I mean, didn't Cosmo drop a whole crap ton?
Yeah, that's what
I said.
Yeah. And I like that, to be honest. They want people to play their game, which I'm cool with.
No, I agree. I think I'm going to play all subclasses, just to get a feel of basically the changes. I probably will spend most of my time on my main, Dawnblade, but I think the one I really want to try next after that would be the Sentinel. Arcstrider does, no offense, to me is a improved Arcstrider. Arc Dancer, Blade Dancer.
You're not entirely wrong, but still,
you danced around that name too. That was some amazing dancing that you did to get the.
I couldn't figure it out for the life of me.
Electric Boogaloo.
I couldn't figure out the name for the life of me because Arcstrider and Blade Dancer. I want to say Arc Dancer. Notice I didn't say Pole Dancer. I'm giving it more respect than that, okay? But I want to call it Arc Dancer because it's essentially what it is. But I feel like I kind of have being that I've played Blade Dancer before, I have an idea of what to expect with the knowledge that there's going to be some significant improvements. But the Sentinel is something totally different. When's the last time you threw a shield? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Marvel Alliance 2. If you let me just look at my PSN real quick, I can actually look at
this guy.
It is called. Hang on, no, I'll actually give you this one. It's called Marvel Heroes Omega. Any game where you can play Captain America, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So yeah, I've actually thrown quite a few shields in my day.
Okay. I mean,
next question.
But it's gonna be because it's funny. I feel like Destiny, Bungie is moving away from like, hey, we just do support. We don't really have anything offensive. I think that first support class that was somewhat offensive was the the Night Stalker. Jesus, I can't. I want to call him something totally different than what it actually is. I never, it's a hunter thing. I swear to God. Anyways, that's the one support class that can be used effectively. Say that twice as fast. But the Sentinel is intriguing to me because I want to see what's the limits of of throwing the shield. Just I've played Marvel vs. Capcom, but that's a whole different look and feel than playing as a Sentinel and being able to.
I didn't say it was the same. You asked when's the last time I threw a shield.
I'm not saying that. I wasn't implying that at all. I was just saying that it's something that I don't think has any game ever had that ability or that capability to throw a shield in that manner. That wasn't like. Okay, that was more free-moving, free-forming versus, I'm just throwing it across the screen,
Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Borderlands. Okay, I hadn't played Borderlands. Okay.
Athena's entire quote-unquote ultimate ability is she absorbs damage into a blocking shield and tosses it to reflect the damage. Not entirely the same, but a very similar mechanic, yes. Because this is going to be a free-form throw, whereas she actually needs to take some damage to dish it out.
Speaking of which, this is off topic, but I wish there was like some type of Xena warrior princess scythe that you can toss around like a boomerang. That'd been pretty neat too.
A chakram.
Oh, right.
That's what it's called, chakram. Good.
Yeah, it's a chakram. It's
Chakram.
It's an actual weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Sikh weapon.
See, I didn't know that. See.
Yeah. Is that you watch Xena and you think that's just somebody somebody in Hollywood made that crap up? No.
No, I didn't think that at all. I was a kid when I watched Xena the Warrior Princess. I was just like, yo.
Oh, I thought that.
You thought it was a Hollywood made up?
Oh, I thought it was just a crazy made up weapon.
Oh, I didn't know what. I thought it was just a high end frisbee. Just like, oh, sweet. Like, oh, because it always came back.
And actually, oddly enough, like it's even accurately displayed in early Xena where it doesn't have that bar in the middle of it.
Oh.
Because the actual weapons themselves don't have that bar. So I'm sitting here wondering, how do you not cut your own hand off?
Yeah. How do you not slice your hand to death?
Yeah, tough hands.
We have a razor blade going potentially at like 30 miles an hour.
You're going to cut your hand.
Oh, God.
How do you, even not just
She a tough broad.
catching it is one thing, but
I'm not
just
fighting her.
holding it. It's like,
She was a tough broad. I'm not fighting
yeah.
on one. You can 1v1 her if you like.
Lucy Lawless Xena was like amazing to watch.
Oh, dude. Do you remember watching... We could go on this little tangent. Do you remember Calypso?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That was the first crazy bitch I ever fell in love with.
Calypso?
You don't
Yeah,
remember?
she was the goddess of Discord.
Okay. I had to think back real quick. Oh, years ago.
First crazy girl I ever fell in love with. There you go. She was the goddess of Discord. Fits right in.
I see.
What I loved about Xena was the fact that it wasn't something like Wonder Woman had did before. They actually portrayed this badass warrior woman from what badass things she could do alone. Because Lucy Lawless is not known, wasn't very well known for being beautiful or appealing. Not saying she wasn't.
Hey, watch your mouth. I'm kidding.
That wasn't her like primary attribute. She was able to pull off an action star. And that's how you view Xena, is this ass kicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's Gal Gadot.
Actually, no, because I'm still upset at how they cast Wonder Woman now.
We can get into that later.
You don't cast an Amazon, a warrior race, from a supermodel. No. Sorry.
She's a Krav Maga specialist. You know that, right?
I don't care. She's also a supermodel.
Well, dude, very true. I mean,
Princess Diana is
I'm not saying she's not. I was just letting you know.
Princess
Like,
Diana is hot.
I'm asking, how come you couldn't actually, like, cast an MMA fighter?
Like,
That actually has
Ronda
the
Rousey?
look. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm not saying anyone
No.
in particular.
no, not Ronda Rousey. Not at all.
I'm
There's
saying somebody
tons.
that actually looks like they've been training for freaking centuries. Not someone that looks like a beanpole.
I would.
Because Gal
respectfully-
Gadot has a somewhat convincing figure, but like I said, that's it, and it's not even like I said. It's just the fact that that's how Wonder Woman has chosen to be portrayed.
I
through
got
the years.
I got the best MMA fighter for Wonder Woman, Gina Carano.
Okay, now I gotta go look her up. Good God.
I'll just drop it right there. She looks like
Oh no.
Gina Carano.
Oh, thanks, Google.
As we all like googling her right now.
I don't need to Google. This is my wheelhouse. Welcome to my sports knowledge.
Was she Deadpool?
She was
she Deadpool?
yeah. She was I don't
God.
remember the character's name.
Yeah,
With the
she
match
was,
in her mouth.
Oh,
I don't know.
She
would work.
She's a one.
she's got the dark hair. She's got enough of She's definitely on like the more lithe, like spectrum, just casually.
What did you want? Someone who's ripped up? I mean, I can give you someone who's ripped up. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, like, this could actually, because like I said, just casually, she looks a little thinner. I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm not seeing anything of her. More. Oh no, she was that chick.
Yes.
She was the big buff chick.
yeah. She was the.
Oh,
yeah,
make that work.
Never mind. Yeah, no, she would work magnificently. Yes.
Yeah.
I got something for you guys in the chat.
She was a 1-2. She is a 1-2-3 cutie pie. Let's just be honest.
You can fawn over it later. I just sent you something in the chat. All right, so enough.
Yeah, exactly. That picture proves my point. Like, that's the most.
I still think she's a little too buff, but that's just my opinion.
But why?
She's an Amazon.
Again, do you not know Wonder Woman is an Amazon?
Spoiler:
yes, I know.
She's the daughter of Ares.
Like hundreds of years as a warrior. Do you know what an Amazon is?
Yes, I know. I'm fully aware.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
They're like the Spartans. Did you see the movie 300?
Yes.
Were any of those dudes slim?
No,
those dudes were cut.
No, they were. Eat some rice.
Amazons were the female equivalent in mythology to the Spartans.
Also,
I want them cut.
Also, isn't she the daughter of Ares? Isn't that the?
She's. I think in the DC universe they were made out of clay.
Yes,
but they are gifted by each of the gods. So they are gifted by Artemis to be able to hunt things. Ares for more combat prowess, as well as Athena for tactics and things. So each of the gods gave them specific gifts, but in the DC universe, they're clay dolls. Which is really sad.
Yeah, so sad.
But that's no worse than Marvel making Loki Thor's brother. So, things happen.
Here we go.
Oh, listen, man, we can get deep into this, but I am happy you brought up MMA though, because that's the one sport that I actually know some stuff about. Biz, thank you for giving me that one shining sport moment.
How did I do that?
Well, you just gave me the set, the volleyball set.
I didn't say anything about MMA. That was Dez.
Well,
that was me. Thanks, buddy.
I don't care. One of the two of you.
Too. I'm about to say I don't MMA, bro. I don't like the idea of people beating each other for a living for money.
One of the two of it. You don't like boxing?
Nowadays, not anymore. No.
You don't like professional wrestling?
Hell no.
Oh, dude, watch NXT.
Wait. Are you talking about like WWE? Or are you talking about like wrestling?
Like WWE?
Not anymore. It's more theatrics than anything else nowadays.
Well,
you say that, but
I grew up on like Hulk Hogan and
Oh no, dude!
We all did.
That's.
Do you not realize since then wrestling has actually became tougher?
It's
actually less theatrical now than it was then.
Well, I remember when, and I hate to go on this topic, but when Vince McMahon had said he wanted to make more of a soap opera, then Stephanie McMahon dated Triple H and they became married. I'm like, I don't give a damn about that. I want somebody to be cut. I want Mick Foley to stuff somebody with a sock in the mouth. Come on, damn it. But again.
No, the reason I bring it up is because I just had my interest rekindled in the sports entertainment professional wrestling by one of my good friends, because he showed me it's called Ring of Honor. It's like a low level wrestling, and these guys are known for throwing kicks. Like, that's their thing, just throwing super kicks. And he took out a shoe covered with thumbtacks on the bottom of it, put the shoe on, and was about to kick this dude, and then a woman stepped in the way, to stop him. And I'm like, he's not going to kick her. He just kicked her. What are you doing? What is this? There's 5... And my wall just fell. Fuck it. There was 70 people in the crowd. I'm like, that's not even professional wrestling status. And then he was like, oh, you'll like NXT. And he showed me NXT, and he showed me 3 matches and a couple of intros, how they play their music and walk down. And he showed me them. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch the show now. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And he was like, dude, anything I can do to help? Because he's deep into wrestling, so he was like, I need somebody to talk wrestling with. And I'm like, I'm your Huckleberry. And we were just talking about that earlier, Des and I, that NXT is actually pretty good. So,
yeah. Well, WWE's caught in a perpetual time loop, repeating their mistakes. NXT is actually moving forward.
Mm-hmm. And it's soap operas for men.
It's always going to do that to a degree.
Yeah. But I just know it's because now you watch. I don't watch it now, and I'm like, oh my god, they really hate each other. Now I'm watching it. Like, could you just imagine the feeling that they have when their music hits and they walk out, and then the crowd literally sings their intro music?
Yeah, I do, because that's what happens every time I wake up in the morning. Yeah. Businessman.
And then he actually wakes up.
And then he wakes up for real. and it's Miss Biz going, what are you doing? Why were you saying your screen name?
Oh, when I speak to her, she's not here this week, unless you would have heard a lovely voice. I actually call myself business around her. I'm like, yo, business savage. I'll speak in third person too, just for kicks and giggles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think we all have the interesting, like, when we talk about people that we play with. I know your real names, but I never refer to you as your real names. Like,
it's a gaming phenomenon.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, oh man, Biz and Des, and my girlfriend's like, you know their names. And I'm like, I bet if we met each other, we wouldn't call each other our real names. It would just be
Fact.
Yeah, it would just be, Buster, hand me that, or hey Biz, let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah. 100%.
Last year, around this time, actually, there was a Derp fan meetup in Virginia around DC, and we all introduced ourselves in our first names. And after that, that was the last time you heard the first names, and everybody kept, hey, and then so my fiance pulls me, you guys know each other's first names. She asked two questions. You guys know each other's first names. Why don't you call? Because that's not what we do. And so at this, all right, guys, well, we'll see you later. And so here goes my fiance. Don't you want to get their numbers? And we all looked at each other like, nah, we got Discord. It's like, no, we got Discord. It's like, and she's like, I don't get it. They're supposed to be your friends. I'm like, yeah, but we got to chat for that. You got to add for that. You know, we don't need to call. Like, we don't need to call them by their first names. Like, no, gamers, we don't do that. You know, she couldn't understand it. Hilarious.
Yeah, Lady Buster doesn't understand it either. She's like, you guys, you literally know your... I'm like, babe, it's just a fact of nature.
Yeah, deal with it.
He's going to be Biz. He's going to be Des. For the rest, I'm going to be Buster. That's it. For the rest of eternity. We're not...
That's it. List.
Yeah.
That's the list.
So, you guys been playing anything else recently? I mean, I know, Biz, you had IRL. You were playing Life.
I was playing Life, but I played a lot of Destiny this week, surprisingly, because I actually had time. And so let me share with you what happened to me this week. So I've gotten back into raiding because I don't raid now for the completion of it. I raid for the banter, the conversations, and the people. And so, you know, the community, that's why I play the game. I play to talk to people that I haven't spoken to in a long time, and we just talk about random stuff. And I actually become super goofy when I raid. Like yesterday, we was doing quota, and we were at the right before we had to go to the room. So when we had to huddle around the crystal to get the presence of Crota, yada, 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 and the doors turn all glass, and then the enemies come out, and then the statue of Crota forms, and he appears, and then every time that glass shatters, I will throw a grenade and make a funny sound. And it would crack everyone up. And it would be a different sound every time. And then we kept something kept happening with it. I was glitching out, or we just kept messing up, and it was just funny. It's like, and it was like, okay, guys, we can do this. And it's like, no. It's like, oh, Biz, how'd you die? Hey, man, the knight was coming after my butt, and I didn't see him, and here I am dead. And then we'd have a teabag fest. It's kind of funny. So, from a raid perspective, but we've completed all the raids, right? So we've completed those, so that it was fun. Trials of Osiris. Let me tell you something. If I've never been mad before, I was mad last night. I rage quit. I literally stopped playing. I quit. I walked out because of something that happened with me and another opponent. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me, right? I clearly had the reticle on his eyeball, just right there. I pulled set trigger. Shot fired. Shot did not register nor connect. I lost my shit. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bud? I lost it. I literally lost it. And to prove my point, I was streaming it, and Aerospace Guy, who is also in this chat right now, was there and was like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, so I wasn't the only one that experienced and saw this, right?" The craziest thing, and he kills me. He kills me behind a wall. I lose my shit. Lose it. I lost my shit because it did not make any sense if that bullet should have registered. It's one thing if he outshot me and my gun never fired. Okay, cool. He was quicker. I had to be quicker than that. That makes sense. Shot fired, shot heard, shot did not register, connect, therefore did not register as a headshot kill. And it's not like I was doing a drag scope or a drag snipe or anything. No, it was straight up lasered in. I mean, shit, I could have stopped and breathed COD style on how focused that reticle was on his head. Didn't register. I rage quit. Before the match was over, I rage quit. I said, I'm out of here. And I walked away, pissed off. And so the same Aerospace Guy, was trying to give me advice like, dude, you need to stop being so competitive. I said, I can't help it. I'm extremely competitive. And so he gave me the idea to have 2 modes when I play games, which, Buster, you probably can relate. There's the competitive, well, now that you have one, since you've been playing Paladins for so damn long, which I've heard about every single week. And there is the I don't give a fuck mode. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how not to give a fuck. When I play to win. I have fun when I win. When I don't win, I don't have fun. That's just how I'm wired. My goal is to kill and to kill them dead. He said, play some Iron Banner. So Forrest was with me and some Jive Turkey, that's his actual name. Jive Turkey. We played Iron Banner. Okay, let's play some Iron Banner. Berg was there too. And so Aerospace Guy challenged me to go into Iron Banner, which is Mayhem Clash, and do not use a primary. So you're thinking, well, that's pretty simple, right? Who uses primaries in this game in this current meta? Well, I still use my Mida. And so now you're asking me to use something outside of a primary, which you wouldn't think it would be easy. You would think it'd be easy to do because, like, well, shit, I'm a shotgunner anyway. But then you're like, well, when you run out of ammo, you're screwed. Then can't snipe because Iron Bandit is kind of crazy. So you got people running around, supering all over the damn place. So yeah, you can snipe if you want to. You might not be effective. So I pulled out the good old trusty sidearm called the Iron Wreath D because I am not a Wormwood guy. And in all the matches that I've played in Iron Banner, I went positive, and it was great. I had some massive games with just sidearm, super, and melee, whatever the case is. And it was actually hella fun. But he also told me one more thing, and Buster, you're going to hate me for this, but I don't give a shit. He said, after every kill, teabag him. Teabag him. I said, shit, whatever. And it was fun as hell. I literally had fun. And I wouldn't just teabag. I'd end with a dab, because I thought that was somewhat respectful. No. Bag and dab, bag dab. And, there's a few instances where I would kill one enemy, I would be surrounded by 2 others, I would bag dab and kill the others and bag dab again. And I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of fun because I sat there and bagged his teammate and they still couldn't kill me. This is funny. And so I got chuckles out of it. And what's funny is Jive Turkey, I'm going to call him out on this one too. He was complaining about tryhards in trials, but here he goes, gets 2 phantoms in the same game with 29 kills, 15 kill streak, and a 4.14 KD. Screw you, Jive Turkey. Screw you. You can't be calling people tryhards, and you try harder in Mayhem Iron Banner.
I think it's hilarious that it took me this long to discover a new game. And yeah, I talk about Paladins a lot because actually I think Paladins might have topped Destiny for me.
Nah, I don't believe it.
100%.
I don't believe it.
Destiny does not make me competitive. I could give 2 shits
But you don't PvP, bro.
I don't play Destiny either anymore.
Oh, well, so because there's nothing for you to grind for. See, you're a grinder. If there's nothing to grind for, there's nothing for you to play. You don't PvP in Destiny unless it's Death Squad, Iron Banner, but probably not Mayhem Clash. I don't think that's just you're a control guy.
Oh no, Mayhem, Mayhem Clash is I love Mayhem. Mayhem's like I think if you asked what my favorite Iron Banner was, it was the first Mayhem. When they brought Mayhem in, when we were like, oh shit, Mayhem, yay! That was the most fun I've ever had in Destiny.
So you prefer Mayhem over Control and Iron Banner?
Yes.
I can't believe you just said that. Do we have that on tape somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you apparently forget how he lost his stuff whenever they announced the fact that Mayhem was a possibility in Iron Banner after Rise of Iron.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it, but I thought it was just for the idea of it, not that it would overtake his love for Control.
No. Because
this is his home, this is his zone, nobody gets in his home or his zone.
Which exactly is where the love is amplified in Mayhem Clash, because it gives him more people to suppress, more zones to claim as his own.
Mm-hmm.
So Buster, you don't like... I shouldn't phrase the question, so let me rephrase it. So, with Mayhem being as chaotic as it is, you find excitement in being able to drop multiple bubbles even though you don't have a specific area to defend?
Yes, because the bubble is my area.
Okay. So, basically, you just like MySpace.
Well, yeah, this is my area. That's what the defender is best for. This is your line. You don't go past this. This is where I hold. And wearing the armamentarium, I can throw 2 grenades, 2 suppressors, boom, boom, pop my bubble, boom, boom. Just keep it moving. And with an effective strategy, if I can get the roll running, Mayhem for us stays on. Mayhem for them is gone. You pop your hammer, I hit you with a suppressor, you no longer have hammer. You pop your blade dancer, I hit you with suppressor, you no longer have you no longer have, your super. The only supers you cannot suppress, Tether and Nova Bomb, because Nova, 9 times out of 10, if you Nova, you're in the air. I can't arc, you could if I practice hard enough, but like I said, I'm very rarely on Destiny anymore because I'm super competitive in Paladins.
Will that translate over to Destiny though?
I don't know.
Mm.
I can't answer that question, to be honest. But like you said, I'm a PvE player predominantly in Destiny. So the fact that I found
now.
Yeah, true, very true. The fact that I found a PvP centric game that I like so much. And by the way, if Des ever says, "Hey Buster, you should play this game," I'm just gonna be like, "Cool, man, I'm gonna play this game," because I think you're 100%. Every game you said, "Man, I think you really like this game," and I'm like, "Nah," and then like 3 minutes later, I'm playing, and I'm like, "This is a great game." I think you got
legitimately. My wife took years to learn the same lesson. Also,
didn't take me years. Only took me like
6 months,
50 some weeks. Not bad. Not bad.
Hey babe, why don't you try this? No. This is like really amazing. Oh, that thing I told you to try 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what it is, Des? Nobody wants to listen to you.
I know. Oh, I know for sure.
But the best is hearing Converse now say, "Oh wait, it's so crazy hearing me get competitive." He's never heard me get competitive. And when we play, he hears me get like, "Oh, Des, this morning when we were playing, I was getting real crazy. I was getting crazy. Like, I was competitive."
Versus any other time you play like an Iron Banner match or something?
Yeah, but here's to give you a clue. All right, normally in Iron Banners and such, when Converse would give his competitive advice, Buster would pretty much shrug it off like, "Meh, I'll use what I want." Mm-hmm. Buster actually listens to Converse and Paladins.
So basically, he doesn't listen to you. Okay.
No, I listen to
Well, I don't have... Well, I don't... When it comes to like that kind of stuff, I still don't know that much, like myself. I know like what's it called? First-hand knowledge, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like I can remember in our Discord, I was like, "Yeah, I downloaded Paladins. I like it. I'm playing Fernando." And then all of a sudden, Converse goes, you know who you should really try? You should really try this guy. You'll like
Ruckus?
this guy. Yeah, Ruckus. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I like Ruckus. And then he was like, you know who you should also try? Makoa. And now, I don't play anybody but Makoa. So it's just one of the things, like, I'm super... Yeah, it sparked my competitive. And I don't know why. I do know why. I
Why?
know 100% why now. It's more objective-based. There's no kill. It doesn't matter how many kills you have. I can sit on the zone and
what?
I can just keep jumping on the zone. As long as we have zone control, we have it. And that's like the defender in me, I guess.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, right from that back? It doesn't matter about how many kills you get?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Kills do not matter.
It's
what?
It's an objective. Well, the primary game mode, Siege, is a purely objective game mode. It's about how well you control the area and how you can take it and how you can push. I know there's a similar game mode in Overwatch where you actually take a zone and it generates a payload to escort.
Yeah.
But in Paladins, it's actually a free-for-all. Whoever captures the area gets the payload to escort. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's purely... I mean, you have something that tracks your KD, actually even more accurately now, but it's not what matters.
But you've played Overwatch, and you've played Paladins. I've never played Paladins, and there's a gut feeling why I didn't play Paladins. But with Overwatch, kills do matter to some extent. Would you say that's accurate more than Paladins?
No, Paladins is definitely more objective and more like role substantive. Because with Overwatch and like the in-game mechanic in Overwatch, where you charge your ultimate by doing better, and by getting on fire, you get a faster ult.
Yes,
that's not true in
Boy.
Paladins.
No. That's not in the game for me.
You play your role, you get more credits to be able to, because there's a different system, so you can actually you can get items a little easier by playing your role well. So as a damage dealer and a flanker, then yes, getting kills becomes important to you because that's your income, that's your resource. But as far as the actual, like I said, game itself goes, no, you have solid cooldowns. There's an item that you can buy with your credits that decreases your cooldowns and such, but it's about the objective and it's about the win. It's not about, I mean, if you perform your role best, you still get like a little highlight at the end, and there is a play of the game mechanic. But other than that, like I said, it's about getting the win and doing your role.
Yeah,
it's about knowing your role and shutting your mouth and getting the win.
If you smell what the desk is cooking.
Okay.
Now, why wouldn't you like Paladins though, Biz?
Me?
Yeah,
because Biz likes to show off.
I like to what?
You like to show off.
Sure, I guess they call me Showbiz for that reason. But I'm okay. Tell me if this is accurate. Like I said, I haven't played the game. Is it like, because I know it's deck based, right? So you use decks of cards to build your loadout. Is that correct?
yes,
Somewhat, yeah.
So it's like Overwatch and Magic the Card Gathering having a love child.
Somewhat, but it's a little more freeform. Picture it better that the cards are more like nodes in a Destiny tree.
Yes.
Okay.
And and those nodes, like depending upon what card, like unlocking the cards is a specific process and such. So you have certain cards available. You can bypass. I kind of think Titanfall in that area. You have it's a more random progression, quote unquote.
Okay.
But you can't bypass it by using another currency to buy your cards.
Got it. So Titanfall, I forgot Titanfall had it did have a card mechanic before, but Titanfall 1 at least. Okay.
But yeah, so it helps tweak how you play the character. So it's not something you like. It's not it's not you activated my trap card, so now this happened. No, it's just something that helps. Do a thing. Yeah.
Well, so okay. with understanding that, okay, I guess, but for me, and Bruce, you should know this about me, I never played a damn objective when I play PvP. My goal is to kill and to kill the mans.
Well, then
that's why you're damage or flank.
Then you play damage or flank.
I mean, there is a role where your kills matter, but in the overall scheme of the game, of the match, your particular kills don't matter if you don't get the win.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of
so like
that turns me off.
Why?
Because I'm all about kills. I judge my performance based off of kills.
Then you perform your role. Like I said, there's a role for you. But that's where the mindset of an actual team-based shooter comes in play. You cannot sway beyond your role.
Yeah. Like, it was Raven, myself, and Converse. We played this morning. And I was a tank. I was a frontliner. Des, you were playing damage.
Between damage and flank.
Yeah, he was playing damage and flank. And Con was mainly support. And we played our roles. And we shut our damn mouth, and I think we lost, a match, 2 matches, maybe?
We lost, our last 2 matches in Onslaught.
Yeah, our last 2 matches. But, if, like they said, if you play your role, you can win.
But you're confined to a role, right? You're confined to doing something specific.
You are, but you can play it the way you want. I play...
There's some leeway.
When I play Makoa, if there's another tank, I'll play flank Koa. I'll go around and pull people off the objective with a hook, with my anchor. I can pull people, it's just, I can change the way I play. I have a bubble. I drop a bubble. It fits perfectly, it fits right into how I play with my defender. If I can drop a bubble, I'm in a shield, I heal, it just works.
That's different. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm just, like I said, I've never been. For example, I played Control. I think it was Control with Forrest, and she had the most controls captures. I had none, but I had all the kills. I'm like, I'll take it. We won. I'll take that. That's me.
So you're playing damage. If we're using paladins,
But kills matter. Kills matter so much. So, yes, we control the zones, but kills matter a great deal in Control because at the end of the day, it's still points that you get. And so if you have somebody that's just playing the objective and you have somebody killing, that can definitely sway a match more so than I have to be defined to a role.
Or so you don't like team-based play?
That's probably accurate. I'm not going to lie. That's probably accurate.
I was going to say,
a lot of people may think that this might be my normal shade that I tend to throw, which I do throw a lot of shade with love towards Biz. A lot. Because it makes me smile.
A lot.
But I love you, buddy. But no, it's actually legit. There's there's a mentality that shooters have made in here, and legitimately, like I said, this one reason why I've liked it. It's different. It actually, what Overwatch went for and what their design was supposed to be for in making a better team-based shooter, I feel this does a little better because, like I said, it actually promotes synergy and roles. And yeah, there's the off chance that 5 damage and a flank can actually beat out an actual comp. But it's rare.
And I like I said, I haven't played a minute of Paladins, but I would firmly believe that's accurate because in Overwatch, when you're scoring the payload, if you have 2 damage dealers that are wiping a team, guess what? That's moving the payload regardless because there's nobody there.
No,
and so that,
No.
In Overwatch?
Oh, I don't play Overwatch. I thought you were talking.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Overwatch.
No.
Page 7. In Overwatch, you kill a team, that payload is moving until they come up and contest. And so if you're just constantly killing the mans, it's in a backwards kind of way, you are playing the objective, but you see how kills matter then, right? Where a team can be carried if you have 2 really good damage dealing people in Overwatch. And maybe this is why I would probably like I said, I haven't played Paladins, but how you described it, well, I would probably prefer Overwatch because I know that if I'm going around killing people, it matters. And that I'm not confined to a specific role and have to depend on, and maybe that's my problem too, having to depend on people to play in their own damn role to basically get the W.
But what you're saying is you play the role. You play your role. If you're playing a damage dealer and you're doing damage and killing, that's what, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
But here's the thing. I'm always trying to do damage. Even as a Reinhardt, I'm still trying to fuck people up. Even as a Lucio for me is like, I want to kill everybody with a Lucio because you just don't expect it. But that's not the best way to play Lucio. So that's my problem. Any person you give me to play, my job is to kill. With Reinhardt, I'm more okay. I need to defend. I'm gonna defend. But if you come within feet of me, you're fucking dead. Like that's just how I am. Because I don't rely on my team to go do that. Because I've been in matches before where I'm like, okay, did you kill him? No. Okay, cool. I guess I gotta kill myself.
See, so that's I'm just gonna say he would like. I think Biz would like Paladins because if he likes Overwatch, it seems like it's very. Well, you can't say that because
you don't like Overwatch.
I probably would now that I play Paladins. It seems very similar.
I don't think so. They're two different games. The way you describe them, they're two different games. You wouldn't if you like Paladins. I don't think you like Overwatch as much.
Well, that's also just like the core, because like you said, in Overwatch, your payload's moving regardless. In Paladins, you need someone sitting on the payload to move it, or else it does not move.
Oh, okay.
If the enemy is on the payload, it does move slowly backwards. And the more people you have on payload, I think slightly faster it'll go, but I don't think it actually does a whole lot. Right. But you need someone pushing the payload, or else it is stalemate.
So there is, which is funny because for all the talk of Paladins versus Overwatch, they're two different games in its own right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I would lean more towards Overwatch because I ain't got to worry about sitting on a stinking fucking payload. I can just go kill the mans.
Yeah, but again, you're also like putting yourself under a crutch. It's like you're imagining like team play as a crutch, whereas you're confined to do this one singular thing at all times.
I can agree to that because again, I'm just, how can I best describe it? I just have the killer mindset: kill, kill, kill. Kill,
well,
kill, and then kill them again.
But again, I mean, it comes down to the fact that that mindset has a place. It's just not, unlike most modern shooters, it's not the most important mindset. Because that is the goal. That should be the goal of a team-based shooter, isn't just to let the Slayers play and give them, like, all the kudos and crap, but it's actually to mix these mindsets and actually let the hive mind that you create in your group and the synergy within your group and let that actually proceed.
Okay.
I mean, because with your killer mindset, have you ever tried to solo a raid?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
How'd that go?
Didn't work out. But again,
But
raids are designed for team-based.
Exactly. So is Paladins as a shooter. It is a team-based shooter.
Right, and I fully understood that.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it's not as, because there is some, like when you're raiding in Destiny, some flex is sometimes required. Certain thing, like I said, it depends on you, essentially. Like I said, It's not the most important mindset, but it still has its place. Like, I think you thought we might have been trying to downplay it a little too much, but like I said, it's just the fact that it's one piece of the puzzle for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, there's a bigger puzzle.
No, I understand. And you know, it's funny that you mention that because I constantly relate this back to Control, because Control is probably the closest thing we have in Destiny to this, but it's totally different. But like with Destiny, you can literally have like 3 people capture zones and the other 3 people just slay, and you can be successful, and you don't have to have any synergies. You don't have to have any. You just some people, and I think some of it is natural. Where I'm gonna use Forrest as an example because she's the only person I know that can do this. She'll capture she'll have 9 captures. She'll have 9 captures, and I love you, babe. 3 kills. Sorry, I love you dearly, dude. Not throwing shade, but she captures. She's playing the objective. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum where I'll have 23 kills and no captures. But if you think about it, if we split the difference, essentially, you can be successful by I can have like 12 kills and she can have like 13 kills, and we could both have 4 or 5 objectives and we're still 4 or 5 captures and still be successful. But because of how there isn't a strong dependency of the need for support, you can get away with that type of game and play style, or that type of play at that moment, which is why I like Control, because I don't got to worry about the objectives. I know some people, I got to do the objective. Cool. And we don't have to ever speak. If 1 or 2 people can do the objective, if I go ahead and kill, we can kill and win games because of it. And it's a terrible mindset to have. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a terrible mindset that I have in regards to how I am. But that's just how I function. If I don't kill, to me it's like, well, shit. I'm just staying being idle because my brain needs to race. Which is also probably another reason why I struggle with trials a lot, because I'm not racing. I literally have to step back and be methodical, which allows me too much time to think, okay, shoot now. Damn it, I missed it. Sorry for the bang on the table, everybody. But so, I mean, yeah, you have people in Destiny that can control zones. Go for it. Don't get a single kill. I got you, babe. I will get the kills for you. And it works. But that's the kind of game that Destiny is. Paladins, as y'all stated, requires a lot more strategy, understanding, focus, and the goal of the game is to play your damn role and to do it well. Do your damn job.
Yes, exactly.
And I respect that portion of the game. I just find that to me, limiting to what my mindset and how I play is. To me. Because remember, I didn't like Overwatch at first. I did not like Overwatch at first. I said I didn't like Overwatch, and I played it. And then when someone said, "Dude, try Soldier 76," it was you. That's your foray into the first-person shooter. And if I have 20 hours on this game, 18 of them are Soldier 76, and the other 2 are from everyone else down. And everybody asks me, well, why do you just play Soldier 76? Because I like to shoot, I like to kill. It's the closest thing I have to a killing machine.
And Paladins has you there too, because they got something like Soldier also.
I get it, but if I have to get mad because some fucker didn't want to stand on the goddamn zone and he's playing that type of class, it's gonna piss me off. It's like, well, shit, I'm here killing, busting my ass, and you can't do your own fucking job. And so now I feel like you're a detriment to my team trying to win. Again, terrible mindset to have. Not gonna lie to you.
Have you never felt that way in Overwatch? Ever? Ever?
Not necessarily, because
not necessarily, or no?
No.
I'm not looking for half answers here. I'm looking for
no, because
you've never looked at a Reinhardt and thought, you know what, if you could protect this a little better.
No, because my job is to make sure he doesn't get all the fucking damage. If I just shot the fucker that was shooting him while he's okay, I'll give you an example of how I'm thinking. As when you're a Reinhardt and you hold the shield is not infinite. It's going to go down before it disappears and you have to regenerate. And so as a damage dealing person at Soldier 76, my job is while you're holding that shit up, I gotta kill the people that are trying to shoot that shield down so that you can have longer damage resistance. And if you go down, that's my fault for not getting that person that was shooting you in the first place. That's how I think in Overwatch. That's why I don't believe if he was running around just slap people around, never put up a shield once, that's one thing. If he putting up a shield and that shit's going down fast, then as a damaged DPS person, that's my fault for not killing those people that's damaging the shield.
So
that's my fault.
So playing your role. That's what you're meant to do, right? That's what I'm talking from a parallel.
that.
I'm talking from a parallel perspective here because, like you said, I've maybe played a couple games of Overwatch, but I'm using Victor as my Soldier 76. Des, is that a correct assumption?
They're similar, yes.
Okay, so yeah, that's your goal: to deal damage, to take down shields, to eliminate players. That's fine. The chat's going crazy because they're thinking like in Destiny. Destiny is like that. Kills do matter in Destiny. I have 12 captures, and I can go off and have 13, 14 kills. It matters more because I'm capturing and getting kills, and the captures while getting kills increases the points exponentially. Like if you have triple cap and then you're getting kills, each kill is tripled, right? The point value is it racks them up faster. It gets the points faster. In Paladins, if you play your role, you'll win, just like in Destiny. A defender is going to defend. You can play a really, really, really aggressive defender like myself. That's why I excel in the front line. I can die. That's fine. But the team could be getting killed. Mm-hmm. But as long as I'm on that point, you can kill me all you want. As long as there's somebody contesting it there, holding the point, playing, a flank could come on to hold the point until I'm there. And as soon as I'm there, the flank can jump off. Des could be throwing his grenade, shooting his gun. As long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, we'll win. In Destiny, it's a little bit different. That's not the point we're discussing. For now, exactly. True, very true.
I mean, legitimately, like, no shade, like, just it wouldn't be a bad idea to get into something akin to Paladins just because, like, even if Destiny 2 doesn't change much, just from the fact that it's focusing on smaller sizes with restrictions of ammo, it's going to be more team-based.
Mm-hmm. And that's and besides, Biz, like you were saying that you don't. I would suggest maybe trying Paladins because you won't be alone. You're going to have a frontliner. If I'm on, you'll have a frontline player. If fucking microphone, I'm getting excited. If Des is on, you'll have a damage dealer. If Converse is on, you're going to have a support. And the teams kind of do balance themselves out. Like very rarely do I see that it's
all frontliners.
No, I play other. I do play a support. Like I have one in each that I play except for flank. It's fine, but it's role. It's just what role you're supposed to play. And also you have to remember in Destiny I play a defender. My role is to get point, to hold an area, whether it's a zone or it's a portion of the map when we're playing Clash. This is the area that we control. This is our safe zone.
Right, but going back to Destiny, right, and you a defender, if we play a control match and we lost, no one's coming to you and saying, Buster, you're a fucking defender, you're not controlling the zone, fucking failure. Nobody's saying that shit to you.
I also will probably have 12 captures.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if the game is lost, and you're playing control and the game is lost, and you have no one's saying, well, what the fuck? We didn't control the zones. What the fuck? Nobody says that, right? And maybe that's just me playing Destiny for. Destiny has been the longest game I've ever played in my entire life. That's consistently, I should say that, consistently in my entire life. And so developing the thought of, first of all, in Control, I'm not blaming anybody else if we don't win the game. It's okay, well, I should have probably done more. I should have killed. My first thought was never, I should have captured zones. It's like I should have killed more, which is really, again, screwed up in its own right. But in Paladins, it seems like there's this opportunity for toxicity. That word.
You talking about any worse than Overwatch?
And there really isn't, to be honest.
No.
I haven't experienced any.
Dude, just last week, didn't you rant last week about this?
About not playing your role? Which is exactly the point I'm making right now. And it does happen. People, you can't control other people.
It's going to happen anywhere that people are given choice. It happens everywhere, legitimately. Like, the majority of people, your common people, are going to end up picking whatever the crap they want and not caring about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, don't. It's in Overwatch. I know it's in Overwatch. I played Overwatch on 2 different occasions.
It is.
And like 9 times out of 10, most of your freaking lobby is like offensive heroes. And it's like, oh, great.
Overwatch is toxic. And I'll give you an example. I was playing Soldier with randoms, and somebody on the chat said to me, "Oh, kick businessman out. He's hiding behind cover shooting." And I'm like, "I'm Soldier 76." I said, "Really? Okay." And so I went off on a kill streak, and I typed him back. You like that? You like that? Like, don't fuck with me when I'm playing, right? You awaken the beast. That's how I am. Like, let a sleeping bear lay where they are, okay? And so I asked him afterwards, "You still want to kick me, huh? You still want to kick me?" He ain't say shit afterwards. I'm like, "You're a pussy hanging behind the keyboard, but it's cool. I'll let you have that one. See me on the other side, though. I'll shoot you in the goddamn face." That's how I'm wired. See, I go off on something as simple as that because I have a killer mentality. And when I'm trying to play my role, because at Soldier, you're not going to sit there and be in open space like, ha, 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 taking shots. No, you got to be strategic. You're not as durable as a Reinhardt or a Diva. So you got to shoot and hide, shoot and duck. And so he had a problem with my play style. So I understand the toxic levels with Overwatch. I get it. Because trust me, that set me off, and then I will have something to say afterwards. But I go off in the heat of battle. That's why I don't. This is why I firmly believe that I was not meant to play sports, because I'd probably take somebody's life on the field. Real talk. I have a story about that. I won't go into it. I didn't take somebody's life, but somebody pissed me off playing flag football, and let's just say it didn't end well. So, but this is good. I mean, maybe I can give Paladin a Buster Shake and see how I feel about it.
Yeah. In infamy, I say. Infamy. But
how long? Okay, Buster. Let me ask you a question. How long did you try Titanfall on Overwatch?
Overwatch free weekend, Titanfall, maybe a weekend.
Okay, I'll give you guys a weekend of Paladins. I'll give it a Buster Shake,
and it's free. So,
yeah, I know. I've heard you say it like 20 million times. Trust me, I know it's free, and it's still an open beta, which is kind of surprising to me. But that's whole besides the point.
Oh, it's been, yeah, like I've said before, it's been in beta since Overwatch has been in beta.
Mm-hmm.
And Overwatch is a product. And actually, I think what was it? Converse was mentioning, like, I think right now, Paladins actually has more characters, possibly, than Overwatch. Which is hilarious, because it's not even an actually released game yet. That's what the crap?
It makes me wonder if they're going to ever even go just full-on live versus just keep it beta and call it a day.
I mean, they already have competitive tournaments and crap, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll give it a Buster Shake. I'll try it. But I'll tell you right now, don't tell me, "Oh, try the character." No, give me the DPS person. Let me shoot.
That's fine.
You want me to play?
Like I said,
role? I'll play a fucking role. I'm killing the man.
That's why I say, Victor is your 76. He actually does FPS conversion a little better than Soldier, because rather than sprint, shoot, grenade, and like heal, like Victor is one of the people that aim down sights. He has a sprint. He tosses a grenade.
Perfect.
So he has a bounce. You can actually cook the grenade as well, like to actually get it to explode closer to you.
Oh, sweet business.
Yeah. So I mean, he's actually a little bit more of a stereotypical FPS person than Soldier IMO.
And this is only on PlayStation?
No. It's PC, it's Xbox, it's PlayStation.
Oh, but you guys are all on PlayStation. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try it on both and see how I feel about it.
Well, either way, it is free. If you do decide to do anything in your situation, like up until the 25th, I believe, you can actually copy your PC content to PlayStation 4.
Well, I'll play it on PlayStation first. And then if I don't
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'll try it on PC.
Yeah, with a person like in your position that might actually play it, like in both areas, can actually benefit from something like that, because you can actually try it on PS4 or whatever. You can...
I thought the accounts were linked. I don't think they're
linked, but for right now, for a limited time, like I said, up until the 25th of July, I do believe, you can actually have your content from PC pulled over to PlayStation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like Sony allows this very rarely. They did it once for Smite, but it's like a one-time copy chance, basically.
Okay. I'll give it a shake.
But yeah. But like I said,
if you guys are on tonight, I'll play with you guys.
I'm going to be on tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be on tonight whenever I wake up. Just,
if you wake up, vampire.
Oh no, I'll wake up.
But I'll be on tonight.
Well,
Probably about the time you're thinking.
Okay. So, ladies not in town.
I mean, I did.
But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, but yeah.
It's just I mean, I thought you guys would be pretty amped up about the fact that I found a game that's other than Destiny to talk about. Because for the longest time, I was just like, "Oh, Destiny's only it. That's it. Just Destiny. Everything else is just."
Actually, no, because once D2 comes out, you go right back to your Destiny ways. So I'm not even worried about it.
Maybe.
Bet 9.
You shake. You want to bet?
Well, no. I'm going to say that he's still going to be in Destiny, yes. But I'm just going to say, like, I think this might open a few things.
It may when Destiny is in a lull period, but for the first 6 months, Buster, I guarantee you're going to be balls deep into Destiny. Balls deep. I guarantee you. Shaking your head, no.
Yeah, I'm just going by what my gut says right now. Like I said,
okay.
That might change. You might be right. You might be 100% correct.
I will be right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I will be right.
Destiny.
I guarantee it. Wait, hold it. This is for you. Main man says Buster's going to go right back into Destiny 2. He knows what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, I'll be playing Destiny 2, of course. It doesn't, why would I not? But I do have now another game that I can play. And in the same respect, I was playing No Man's Sky too, while in Destiny. Whenever I got burnt out a little bit of Destiny,
right? Which makes sense. Like when you got burnt out, you got a whole. You're going to be grindmaster patrolling because you're going to get all the guns, you're going to get all the shaders, you get all the armor pieces. You're going to rank up to 300 in Vanguard by the 6-month period. And then you're going to also explore those new areas that they haven't that they're releasing in D2 too. Trust me, there's going to be a lot for you to grind for. I promise you.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to be a lot to work for, but like I said,
Holden, you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's a inside joke, honestly.
Main man says.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those things. We'll see. Because. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest, when the beta comes out, if it's only for a week, I might not have that much time in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
Being that it's the busiest season right now for me at work, so.
That reminds me, I got to talk to my fiance about that. Make some deals. Cool beans.
Which is what it is.
Yep.
So we're about 2:45. That's a good, That's a good little bit of time.
I got to do something special. Remember I said I was going to do a special announcement?
Oh, that was what I was just about to bring that up. I remember you mentioned it.
All right. So, Patreons. This is coming from me personally. I am super appreciative. A few of you guys have kind of reached out to me while I was on hiatus. Everything's fine. I was in the process of moving everything. And guess what? I'm still not done. I have 2 more. I still have my apartment to do. So, but what I want to do for the Patreons, and if you're not a Patreon, I'm sorry, maybe you should become one. Just saying, I want to do a special raffle. I want to give away some gift cards for the Patreons. I'm gonna have 2 gift cards, and so I'm gonna hold a raffle. Let you all know when, and you all will have the chance for randomly drawn 2 winners for the raffle, courtesy of the main man, for being there, hitting me up while I was on hiatus, and just being super supportive and appreciative. And main man loves you and all that good stuff. Now, with that being said, Remember the Patreon credits tier? One of the Patreons have something they want me to read, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. That's what they're here for.
Known as Alex, who is one of our top flight Patreons, wants me to read this. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. When I'm not working or spending time with my family, you can catch me streaming from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. MST, which I assume is Mountain Standard Time. I parenthetically add. I enjoy playing games and meeting new people, whether it be from LFG or the social spaces. I try to be as engaged as I can with my viewers and chat. Hope to see you soon. Stop by and say hi. Don't be shy. Find me all over as Known as Alex on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Later, everyone. That's for you. Known as Alex. And special shout outs to him, Dberg012, and Average Joe for helping making this show possible. Yes, we have other patrons. We love you too, but they get special shout outs because of the tiered system that we have. And so you guys are rock stars. Berg, my brother from another mother, you know this, man. I got you, fam. Got to give the love to the Patreons. They make this show move.
And that was the main man says portion. Main
don't
man
do
says
that.
Thanks.
Don't do
Seriously,
Oh
don't.
God! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't feed into Holden's shenanigans.
Oh no, I love shenanigans. Shenanigans is like, that's my thing, man. You see, Holden's happy. But yes,
damn.
Thanks, guys. Actually, thanks to every patron for our Patreon, and every future patron to our Patreon. Thank you.
How
guys.
can one be a Patreon buster?
Oh, that's easily said. That's easy. That's really easy, Biz. Just go to
Apparently
patreon.com.
easier done than said.
Yeah, because I forgot the link. The link was right in front of me, and then I got caught up in the chat. Patreon.com/the RngCast. You just go there.
Patreon.com/the RngCast.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that is the patreon.com/the RngCast.
I don't have a cup, but thank you. Cheers to you. Also, next week, I just got the topic, best road trip story.
Road trip, as in driving across?
As in driving any distance, I would say over, what do you guys count as a road trip? 3 hours?
I don't have good road trips.
Neither have I, man. I got stopped by troopers.
Oh, I got a good one. Stay tuned next week.
Let's see, one road trip involved my mother in the hospital.
Jesus.
No.
Yeah, it was no bueno.
Hey, you still want to talk about this, Buster?
Another road trip involved me having to move from Alabama, or I was in Illinois, back to Alabama. So I had to go back and pick some stuff up. So that was a drive just for that. And like family vacation road trips, my parents were ingenious in how they handled me as a child when it came to road trips, because they loved vacationing in Florida. But what they would do is they would leave super early, like 4 or 5 in the morning. They would not try to wake me up for long, but they would wake me up, let me go to the back seat, and sleep 90% of the trip.
Okay, so next week we'll have road trip stories from Biz and myself. Little spoiler warning. The one I'm bringing involves a bee, a large black man, and an armory full of guns.
You talking about Candyman?
No.
So I get a scythe.
No, but let's just go. That would bring this episode, I think it's episode 60.
I think it is.
Episode 60.
Sounds right.
That sounds right. If it's not, I'll correct it. Of the RNG cast to a close. Biz, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? Welcome back, too, man. We missed you.
Thank you. You can find me in my new house. Sorry.
Release that address for them.
I won't tell you that. I don't want any hate mail or people showing up trying to see my house. But it's a beautiful home. But you can find the main man on Twitter at businessman_DRP. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/businessman24. And one thing I also wanted to state too for the Patreons, I want to make one dedicated night, a week to play with you guys. Known as Alex, I know you play on Xbox. I apologize in advance, but you can still hang with me if you want to. I'll figure out how to do that. But so if y'all need help with raids, trials, or whatever, let me know, and I'll dedicate one night to you guys, and I'll stream it. So you can find that on twitch.tv/businessman24.
Good.
I'm done.
Is your boy Raven. You can find me on Twitter at DES_Raven. And like I said, I'll still hiatusing from Twitch. But I'm still looking to do a few things for the YouTubes. You can search me out at Death Switch Raven.
And I'm Buster Knuckle. You can find me on Twitter, BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13 on Twitch. It's Buster_Knuckle.
You can't speak today.
No, I can't. I'm tired. And on YouTube, just search out Buster Knuckle. I've actually been doing a fitness vlog, video log. They're real short, maybe like 5 minutes. Just talking about shit, shooting the shit, having fun. Talk about motivation. Motivation and gym etiquette was the last video I made, and I think I'll do one today because I'm going to my buddy's homemade gym that we put together. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun one. But yeah, and you can find this podcast, the RngCast, at the RngCast on Twitter, on Instagram at the RngCast. Also, patreon.com/the RngCast. And twitch.tv the RngCast, and YouTube, I think it's the RngCast podcast, which is odd, right, that we couldn't get the RngCast, but we got the RngCast podcast. It makes sense. And that being said, this is the RngCast. Business back. We're out.
Later, man.
Wait for it. See you all next week.
Well, he doesn't know I already stopped recording. I just cut him off. I just didn't want to. No, I really didn't. I was just bullshitting you.